The Mars retrograde in Cancer, starting on December 7, 2024, ushers in a period of introspection, emotional recalibration, and challenges that prompt both individual and collective growth. Mars, the planet of energy, action, and assertiveness, is debilitated in Cancer, a sign ruled by the moon and associated with emotions, nurturing, and home. This debilitation emphasizes emotional vulnerability and shifts the focus from outward ambition to internal reflection. During its retrograde phase, Mars intensifies its influence, urging individuals to confront unresolved emotional matters, rethink their strategies, and reassess their approach to personal and professional pursuits. It is essential to note that these interpretations are based on Sidereal or Vedic Astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference with the tropical Zodiac. Mars in Cancer is already a complex placement, as the fiery and action-oriented Mars struggles to operate effectively in the watery, emotionally driven Cancer. Retrograde motion amplifies this tension, making this a time when emotional responses, especially related to home, family, and security, can feel overwhelming. There is a heightened need for patience and self-awareness, as impulsive actions or reactions may lead to complications. Issues surrounding family dynamics, unresolved domestic disputes, or delays in property-related matters may come to the forefront, urging careful handling to avoid unnecessary conflicts. Adding to the complexity of this period are the significant planetary configurations occurring simultaneously. Saturn, the planet of discipline and structure, continues its transit through Aquarius, casting its 3rd, 7th, and 10th aspects on Aries, Leo, and Scorpio, respectively. Saturn's influence reinforces the need for thoughtful action, accountability, and perseverance. It encourages individuals to adopt a pragmatic approach and avoid hasty decisions, particularly as Mars retrograde creates an emotionally charged atmosphere. The aspect of Saturn on Mars-ruled Aries intensifies the challenges related to self-initiative, while its influence on Leo and Scorpio highlights themes of relationships, power dynamics, and transformative experiences. Jupiter, the planet of expansion and wisdom, is retrograding in Taurus, further adding layers of reflection and reevaluation. Jupiter's aspects on Virgo, Scorpio, and Capricorn during this time highlight a need for practicality in financial matters, emotional maturity in relationships, and strategic planning in career and ambitions. The aspect of Jupiter on Scorpio ties in with Mars' influence in Cancer, creating a potent environment for deep emotional healing and transformation. While Jupiter's benefic energy provides opportunities for growth, its retrograde motion calls for restraint and careful analysis before committing to major decisions. Mars in Cancer also aspects Capricorn, Aquarius, and Libra, bringing focus to career, social networks, and partnerships. The retrograde motion slows progress in these areas, necessitating patience and adaptability. For those seeking career advancement or making strategic changes, this period calls for a pause and reassessment. In relationships, conflicts may arise due to miscommunication or emotional misunderstandings, especially with Mercury retrograding in Scorpio until December 16th. Mercury's retrograde emphasizes introspection in communication, while its conjunction with the Sun in Scorpio highlights the importance of clarity and honesty in dealing with unresolved issues. Venus currently transiting Capricorn, forming a mutual aspect with Mars in Cancer. This dynamic creates a tension between emotional desires and practical responsibilities, particularly in relationships and financial decisions. Venus in Capricorn encourages a disciplined approach to pleasure and material pursuits, while Mars in Cancer seeks emotional fulfillment and security. Striking a balance between these energies will be essential to navigate this phase effectively. Venus transit into Aquarius on December 28th, joining Saturn, adds an element of innovative thinking and long-term planning in matters of love, creativity, and collaboration. As Mars retrogrades into Gemini on January 21, 2025, the focus shifts from emotional introspection to intellectual problem-solving and communication. Gemini's mutable air energy encourages adaptability and a reevaluation of ideas and strategies. This transition offers a fresh perspective on challenges encountered during Mars transit through Cancer. When Mars turns direct in Gemini on February 24, 2025, forward momentum is restored, bringing renewed energy and confidence to act on the insights gained during the retrograde phase. On a collective level, Mars retrograde in Cancer may trigger shifts in societal and political dynamics, particularly those related to domestic policies, resource allocation, and emotional well-being. The world may witness heightened sensitivity and polarized responses to global issues, necessitating collective efforts toward empathy and resolution. Environmental concerns, particularly related to water and natural resources, could also take focus during this time. In terms of personal growth, Mars retrograde in Cancer is an invitation to embrace vulnerability and cultivate emotional intelligence. It is a period to reassess one's connection to home, family, and inner security. By addressing emotional imbalances and unresolved conflicts, individuals can emerge from this transit with greater resilience and clarity. Maintaining a consistent routine, prioritizing mental health, and avoiding impulsive decisions will be crucial to navigate this challenging yet transformative phase. It's crucial to perceive Mars as the planet of action. Wherever it transits in the chart or during transit, it ignites activity in matters associated with that specific house. If Mars is well positioned in the chart and during transit, it also takes on the role of a defender or protector, safeguarding the affairs related to the house it influences. To accurately assess the impact of these transits, it is crucial to consider your ascendant and moon signs. The ascendant sign offers insights into the timing of life events, while the moon sign reveals how you will emotionally respond to these changes. Take into account the position of your current Maha-dasha lord in your birth chart, as it can shed light on how these transits will influence the recurring themes of your current dasha period. This transit may manifest differently for each individual, and how they navigate this transit will depend on their personal charts. A more precise understanding of the impact of this transit can be gained by examining Mars's Ashtaka score in Cancer. Keep in mind that the effects of this transit are contingent on Mars's interaction with the planets in individual birth charts. It's also worth noting that individuals currently experiencing the influence of Mars Dasha may feel the effects of this transit more intensely. To understand how this transit may affect you based on your zodiac sign and the houses it transits, let's delve into those specifics. For Aries, Mars's retrograde motion in Cancer brings a transformative and introspective phase. As Mars rules your sign, its debilitated state in the 4th house intensifies challenges related to emotional stability, domestic life, and personal well-being. When Mars entered Cancer on October 20th, it likely sparked discomfort in these areas. But now, during its retrograde period, you are presented with a turning point. During this period, you'll have the opportunity to address these challenges, paving the way for resolution and growth. The 4th house, which governs your home, family, emotions, and inner peace, becomes a critical focus during this transit. You may feel heightened restlessness or dissatisfaction within your domestic environment. Family conflicts or misunderstandings, especially with maternal figures, could surface during this time. However, the retrograde motion offers you a chance to reflect and resolve these issues. By adopting a more patient and diplomatic approach to family matters, you can gradually rebuild harmony and trust. Financially, you may face sudden expenses related to family, home renovations, or repairs. These unplanned costs could create temporary strain. It's crucial for you to exercise caution with your spending, avoiding impulsive purchases, and prioritizing necessities. Property-related matters, such as buying or selling a home, might encounter delays or complications. However, by reassessing your goals and addressing any pending paperwork, you can resolve these issues by mid-January. Emotionally, this period could amplify feelings of vulnerability and dissatisfaction. The 4th house governs your emotional well-being, and Mars's retrograde motion can heighten anxiety or emotional agitation. To navigate this, you're encouraged to focus on self-care and grounding practices like meditation, yoga, or journaling. This introspective period is a valuable opportunity to delve into unresolved emotional issues, fostering healing and personal growth. Take time to reflect on your life priorities and identify the changes that can enhance your long-term happiness and contentment. Professionally, Mars's aspect on your 10th house, Capricorn, introduces challenges in your career and public life. You may feel a sense of stagnation or frustration in your professional endeavors. Workplace dynamics could be tense, with misunderstandings in collaborations or with authority figures. However, this phase also presents an opportunity for strategic reassessment. By embracing a long-term perspective and reevaluating your career goals, you can lay the groundwork for future success. The mutual aspect between Venus in Capricorn and Mars in Cancer underscores the tension between personal desires and professional responsibilities, urging you to strike a balance between the two. Mars's aspects on your 7th house, Libra, and 11th house, Aquarius, bring complexity to your relationships and social networks. Misalignments in shared goals with partners or misunderstandings in friendships may arise. It's important for you to focus on open communication and conflict resolution to navigate these challenges effectively. This period also highlights the karmic significance of your sibling relationships, presenting opportunities to strengthen these bonds or address unresolved issues. Health-wise, you should exercise caution. Mars retrograde in the 4th house can influence both your physical and mental well-being. You might experience digestive issues, fatigue, or stress-related ailments. Maintaining a balanced routine, prioritizing sleep, and engaging in regular physical activity are essential for sustaining your vitality. Additionally, the retrograde motion heightens your susceptibility to accidents, particularly head injuries, so it's wise to be cautious while driving or engaging in physical activities. The introspective energy of Mars retrograde encourages you to reassess your living arrangements and domestic environment. This is an ideal time to question whether your current residence aligns with your emotional needs. Renovations, relocations, or decluttering your space may bring a sense of renewal and satisfaction. Approach these changes patiently, as sudden losses or gains related to property are possible during this period. On a broader level, Mars retrograde gains strength in this transit, influencing your efforts and outcomes. While Mars is debilitated in Cancer, its retrograde motion allows it to be more powerful, and it casting its strong 7th aspect on Capricorn. This dynamic creates a unique window of opportunity for you to take decisive action in your career and personal life. Despite initial lethargy or lack of motivation, persistence and consistent effort will yield significant progress. You're encouraged to overcome procrastination and focus on meaningful goals, as this period holds the potential for transformative growth. Between December 7th and January 21st, you may also experience shifts in your relationships, particularly with significant others. Mars's retrograde motion emphasizes the need to reassess how you relate to your partner and address any dissatisfaction. By fostering open communication and mutual understanding, you can strengthen your connections and lay the foundation for more fulfilling relationships. As Mars prepares to transition into Gemini on January 21st, your focus will shift from domestic and emotional matters to communication, learning, and intellectual pursuits. This transition marks the end of an intense introspective period and the beginning of a more dynamic and outward-focused phase. Mars's direct motion in Gemini from February 24th restores your energy, confidence, and forward momentum, allowing you to implement the lessons learned during the retrograde period. Overall, Mars's retrograde motion in Cancer presents a complex yet transformative period for you. While challenges related to domestic life, emotional well-being, and professional endeavors may arise, this phase offers valuable opportunities for introspection, problem-solving, and growth. By addressing unresolved issues with patience and determination, you can navigate this transit effectively and emerge stronger, more self-aware, and better equipped to pursue your goals. For Taurus, Mars retrograding in Cancer brings a dynamic mix of challenges and opportunities for you, especially in areas governed by the 3rd house: communication, siblings, courage, short-distance travel, and personal initiatives. As Mars rules your 7th and 12th houses, its retrograde transit in the 3rd house invites introspection and recalibration in key aspects of your life, blending its debilitated influence with the reflective nature of retrograde motion. During this retrograde phase, you may initially feel a dip in courage and determination. Communication could become strained, leading to misunderstandings or conflicts, particularly with siblings, neighbors, or coworkers. Mars's debilitated state in Cancer weakens assertiveness, making it difficult for you to convey ideas or take decisive action effectively. There's an increased likelihood of impulsive reactions, especially in emotionally charged situations. You are advised to practice mindfulness and patience in interactions, avoiding hasty decisions or overreactive responses. This period may also bring issues with anger management, as Mars's placement in Cancer intensifies emotional responses without providing the discipline to regulate them effectively. Mars retrograde often triggers a period of rethinking strategies and approaches. For you, this is a time to reevaluate how you communicate and interact with others, as well as how you pursue your goals. Projects that have stalled may find resolution during this transit, but initiating new ventures may not yield the desired results. Instead, focus on revisiting past endeavors or refining existing plans. Mars's influence on courage and personal initiative may feel erratic, with bursts of energy and confidence interspersed with periods of self-doubt. This inconsistency highlights the need for grounding practices and structured planning. Travel, both personal and professional, may experience disruptions or unplanned expenses during this transit. Mars retrograde in the 3rd house often prompts sudden trips, but these may come with complications such as delays, financial strain, or unexpected outcomes. You should prepare for these contingencies by double-checking plans and budgeting for unforeseen costs. Despite these challenges, the retrograde phase can also encourage personal growth through short journeys, particularly those with a spiritual or introspective focus. From a relationship standpoint, Mars retrograde brings notable turbulence. As the ruler of your 7th house of partnerships and 12th house of loss and introspection, its retrograde motion may reveal hidden issues in your relationships. If you are married, you could face challenges with your spouse, often centered on communication gaps or differing priorities. For those seeking a life partner, this period is not ideal for making commitments or initiating new romantic ventures. Emotional misunderstandings or unspoken expectations may cause friction, making it crucial for you to communicate thoughtfully and openly. Waiting until Mars turns direct in February 2025 is recommended for making significant relationship decisions. Health may also require attention during this retrograde. The stress associated with Mars in the third house can manifest as sleep disturbances, fatigue, or a decline in mental clarity. Overthinking, impatience, and frustration may exacerbate physical health concerns, so adopting relaxation techniques, mindfulness practices, and a balanced routine can help mitigate these effects. There is also a heightened risk of minor injuries or health complications, particularly related to overexertion or impulsive actions. Mars's aspect on the ninth house, Capricorn, during this retrograde highlights delays or challenges in long-term plans, higher education, or spiritual pursuits. This influence may create frustration in achieving goals related to personal growth or broader aspirations. However, the aspect of benefic Jupiter and transformative Ketu in Capricorn encourages you to adopt a philosophical approach, using setbacks as opportunities for introspection and learning. Similarly, Mars's influence on the sixth house, Libra, can bring workplace conflicts or increased workload, necessitating careful time management and diplomacy. The Mars's rulership of the 12th house, Aries, underscores themes of introspection and subconscious challenges. You may experience heightened self-awareness, uncovering unresolved fears or habits that require transformation. This period can also bring unexpected expenses, especially related to health or travel. While these influences may feel burdensome, they offer an opportunity to address underlying issues and emerge stronger. Venus, your ruling planet, transits Capricorn, ninth house, during this time, offering some relief and balance. Its influence encourages optimism, spiritual growth, and a focus on higher aspirations. However, the mutual aspect between Venus and Mars may create tension between emotional needs and external responsibilities. This interplay highlights the importance of balancing personal desires with practical obligations, especially in relationships and creative pursuits. As Mars retrogrades into Gemini, second house, on January 2025, the focus shifts to finances, family dynamics, and self-worth. You are encouraged to reassess your financial strategies, addressing any missteps or inefficiencies. Family relationships may require attention, with opportunities to strengthen bonds and resolve lingering conflicts. Communication remains a critical area, as impulsive speech or reactive behavior could strain relationships further. The second house also governs dietary habits, so this transit may prompt changes or adjustments in nutrition and overall health. By the time Mars turns direct on February 2025, clarity and momentum will return. You will feel empowered to take decisive action, armed with insights gained during the retrograde period. This is an excellent time to implement lessons learned, pursue long-term goals, and strengthen relationships. The challenges of Mars retrograde serve as a catalyst for growth, encouraging resilience, patience, and a deeper understanding of yourself and your priorities. Overall, Mars retrograding in Cancer offers you a mix of challenges and opportunities. While the transit may test your patience, courage, and communication skills, it also provides valuable lessons in resilience and adaptability. By embracing introspection, refining strategies, and focusing on personal growth, you can navigate this period with grace and emerge stronger and more self-aware. For Gemini, Mars retrograde in Cancer brings a profound period of introspection and recalibration. Mars rules your 6th and 11th houses, influencing areas such as health, daily routines, work challenges, social networks, and gains. Its retrograde in the 2nd house, which governs finances, speech, family dynamics, and self-worth, highlights critical challenges and transformative opportunities during this transit. This period serves as a catalyst for rethinking your approach to financial stability, family relationships, and personal values, ultimately paving the way for personal growth. The 2nd house is deeply tied to financial stability and material security. With Mars retrograding in this house, unexpected expenses may disrupt your budget. Shared financial resources or joint investments could create tension, requiring careful handling to avoid further complications. Mars is a fiery and impulsive planet, and its debilitated state in the emotional sign of Cancer makes financial management even more challenging. You may feel compelled to act hastily regarding money matters, but this is not the time for risky investments or impulsive spending. Instead, focus on reassessing your financial strategies, identifying areas of unnecessary expenditure, and developing a more disciplined approach to budgeting. By carefully reviewing your financial habits, you can lay the groundwork for long-term stability once Mars moves out of retrograde. Family relationships are also likely to experience turbulence during this time. The 2nd house governs familial bonds and shared values, and Mars retrograde can amplify tensions or unresolved issues within your family. Disagreements about finances, inheritance, or household responsibilities may arise, potentially leading to heated arguments. Mars's aggressive energy can make these conflicts feel overwhelming, but the retrograde motion also provides an opportunity to address them constructively. This period encourages open and honest communication, though it requires patience and emotional intelligence. Instead of reacting impulsively, try to approach family discussions with empathy and a willingness to find common ground. Speech and communication are key themes of the second house, and Mars's presence here can make your words sharper and more confrontational. You may unintentionally come across as harsh or overly critical, which can strain personal and professional relationships. This is a time to reflect on your communication style and refine how you express yourself, especially in sensitive situations. Practicing mindfulness in your interactions can help prevent unnecessary conflicts. If you have struggled with confidence in speaking or articulating your thoughts, this retrograde period may prompt you to address those issues. Use this time to improve your verbal communication skills, which will serve you well in the future. Mars's seventh aspect on the 8th house intensifies themes of transformation, shared resources, and hidden matters. Issues related to joint finances, inheritances, or intimate relationships may come to the forefront, requiring careful navigation. 8th house also governs sudden changes and deeper psychological work, which means this transit could bring buried emotions or unresolved traumas to light. While these experiences may feel unsettling, they provide an opportunity for healing and self-discovery. Exploring practices like therapy, journaling, or meditation can help you process these emotions and emerge stronger. Mars's aspect on the 9th house, which governs higher education, long-distance travel, and philosophical beliefs, can create delays or obstacles in these areas. You may encounter challenges in pursuing educational goals or face disruptions in travel plans. However, these setbacks encourage you to reassess your broader aspirations and align them with your personal values. This is a time to reflect on your long-term goals and consider how they align with your authentic self. By reevaluating your priorities, you can set a clearer and more meaningful path for the future. Health and well-being are significant themes during this transit. Mars's retrograde in the second house can manifest as stress related to finances or family dynamics, potentially impacting your physical and mental health. The second house also governs the throat, so you may experience issues in this area, such as sore throats or speech-related difficulties. Prioritizing self-care is essential during this period. Incorporating healthy habits and a balanced diet can help you manage stress and maintain overall well-being. Staying hydrated and consuming nutrient-rich foods can also boost your vitality and resilience. The influence of Mercury, your ruling planet, retrograding in Scorpio, 6th house, during early December adds another layer of complexity. Miscommunications or delays in daily routines and work matters may arise, creating additional stress. However, once Mercury turns direct on December 16th, clarity and progress will return, allowing you to address these challenges more effectively. As Mars retrogrades further into Gemini on January 2025, the focus shifts to self-expression, identity, and physical vitality. This transit invites you to reassess how you assert yourself and address unresolved personal issues. You may feel a renewed drive to take care of your physical health, refine your personal image, and improve your self-confidence. Mars turning direct in Gemini on February will restore your energy and motivation, empowering you to take decisive action in both your personal and professional life. The dual influence of the 6th and 11th houses, which Mars rules for Gemini, also plays a significant role during this transit. The 6th house governs daily work, health, and service, while the 11th house relates to social networks, aspirations, and gains. Mars's retrograde motion highlights challenges in these areas, such as conflicts with colleagues, difficulties achieving goals, or strained relationships within your social circle. Mars's fiery and impulsive nature can make it tempting to act hastily, especially when faced with challenges. However, the retrograde motion urges you to slow down, reflect, and take a more measured approach. By focusing on long-term solutions rather than quick fixes, you can navigate this period more effectively and set yourself up for future success. Overall, Mars retrograde in Cancer is a time of temporary challenges but also immense potential for growth. For Gemini individuals, this transit emphasizes the importance of financial discipline, clear communication, and emotional resilience. By addressing unresolved issues in these areas, you can emerge from this period stronger, more focused, and better prepared to achieve your goals. Trust the process and embrace the lessons that this transformative period has to offer, knowing that better times are on the horizon. For Cancer, Mars's retrograde transit through Cancer brings both challenges and transformative opportunities. Taking place in your first house, this retrograde impacts your self-expression, physical vitality, and personality, while also touching on aspects of relationships, career, and emotional health through Mars's aspects on other key houses. Understanding this complex transit and how to navigate its energy is crucial for growth and balance during this period. As the lord of the 5th and 10th houses, Mars holds significant importance for Cancer individuals. It governs your creative pursuits, children, romance, and professional life, making its retrograde transit through your ascendant highly impactful. In its debilitated state in Cancer, Mars struggles to assert its typical fiery, action-oriented nature. However, the retrograde motion mimics exaltation in its effects, emphasizing introspection, strategic thinking, and the potential for long-term personal growth. This transit creates a mixed bag of emotions and outcomes, urging Cancer individuals to balance self-reflection with deliberate action. The first house represents self-identity, physical appearance, and how you assert yourself in the world. With Mars retrograding here, you may experience challenges in expressing yourself with confidence. Self-doubt or frustration could arise, particularly if past issues related to your personality or self-worth resurface. Mars retrograde encourages you to reassess these areas, pinpointing obstacles that have hindered your growth. Although the process may feel emotionally taxing, it ultimately leads to a clearer understanding of yourself and how to project a stronger, more self-assured persona. By the end of the retrograde phase, around January 21st, you may notice a marked transformation in your confidence, boldness, and ability to take charge of your life. During this transit, anger and emotional sensitivity may become heightened. The first house governs the head, and Mars's fiery energy in this watery sign could manifest as irritation, impulsiveness, or mood swings. Your speech may become harsher, and conflicts in relationships or professional settings could arise if emotions are not managed carefully. Practicing mindfulness, compassion, and emotional regulation can help you channel this energy constructively. Physical activity, such as running or yoga, is particularly beneficial during this time, as it allows you to release pent-up frustration while staying grounded. Mars's retrograde period also prompts a reassessment of your career goals and long-term aspirations. As the ruler of your 10th house, career and social status, its retrograde motion may lead to feelings of stagnation or delays in professional progress. Promotions or projects may face unexpected hurdles, and the results of your efforts might not meet your expectations. This can feel demotivating, but it also serves as an opportunity to reevaluate your direction, refine your strategies, and ensure your actions align with your broader goals. For entrepreneurs or those in leadership roles, patience and strategic planning are key during this time. Avoid impulsive decisions or initiating major projects until Mars turns direct. Your 5th house, which Mars also governs, relates to creativity, romance, and children. Retrograde Mars can bring attention to unresolved matters in these areas. Parents may find themselves dedicating more time and energy to their children, whether addressing their needs or guiding them through challenges. Romantic relationships could also experience turbulence, with misunderstandings or conflicts arising from heightened emotions. This period calls for empathy and open communication, as fostering mutual understanding can help strengthen bonds. For those trying to conceive, the retrograde may present temporary obstacles, but patience and medical support can help navigate these challenges. Mars's aspects during this transit add additional layers of influence. Its 4th house aspect, on Libra, could bring tensions in domestic life or family matters. Renovation projects or plans involving property may face delays, while emotional strain within the household could arise. Practicing diplomacy and maintaining a calm demeanor can help ease domestic conflicts. The 7th house aspect, on Capricorn, emphasizes relationships, particularly partnerships in both personal and professional contexts. Retrograde Mars demands that you approach these relationships with compassion and an empathetic ear. Misunderstandings could escalate if emotions are allowed to dominate interactions, so patience is crucial. Mars's aspect on the 8th house, Aquarius, highlights transformative experiences and the need for introspection. This could manifest as unexpected changes, financial surprises, or emotional breakthroughs. While these events may feel destabilizing, they ultimately pave the way for growth and renewal. Your health and well-being also require careful attention during this period. Mars retrograde in the 1st house can lead to low energy levels, stress-related ailments, or susceptibility to burnout. Prioritize rest, maintain a healthy diet, and engage in regular exercise to support your vitality. Staying hydrated is particularly important, as Mars in Cancer can deplete your water element. Developing a consistent sleep routine and practicing relaxation techniques can further help balance Mars's intense energy. The influence of other planetary transits during this time adds further nuance. Venus's transit through Capricorn, your 7th house, in December offers an opportunity to harmonize relationships despite the tension Mars may create. The mutual aspect between Venus and Mars highlights the need to balance personal desires with partnership dynamics. Mercury retrograde in Scorpio, 5th house, during early December adds complexity to creative projects and communication, though clarity will improve after December 16th when Mercury turns direct. These transits emphasize the importance of thoughtful, measured actions in both personal and professional arenas. As Mars moves into Gemini, your 12th house, on January 21st, the focus shifts to introspection, spirituality, and subconscious patterns. This phase encourages you to release emotional baggage, explore inner healing, and cultivate a deeper connection with your inner self. Mars turning direct on February 24th restores energy and clarity, empowering you to move forward with renewed confidence and emotional resilience. Overall, Mars's retrograde through Cancer is a period of introspection, transformation, and recalibration for Cancer individuals. While challenges may arise in relationships, career, and emotional health, these experiences ultimately serve as catalysts for growth. By embracing self-awareness, practicing patience, and channeling Mars's fiery energy constructively, you can emerge from this transit stronger, more self-assured, and better equipped to achieve your goals. For Leo, Mars retrograde in Cancer is a significant transit, given that Mars rules their 4th and 9th houses and enters the 12th house of solitude, spirituality, and losses. This period brings a complex interplay of challenges and opportunities. During this time, Mars, being debilitated in Cancer, loses much of its natural strength, and its retrograde motion intensifies inward reflection. This can manifest as delays, frustrations, and a need to reassess various aspects of life. The 12th house governs long-distance travel, foreign lands, spiritual practices, and hidden enemies, and Mars's placement here often stirs up significant issues. You may find your plans for travel abroad or relocating to foreign countries experiencing sudden delays or obstacles. This includes processes like obtaining visas, permanent residency, or citizenship. If you have long dreamed of pursuing spiritual practices, such as visiting any particular place of spirituality or retreat center, you may feel blocked or constrained by circumstances. These delays, while frustrating, are not without purpose. Retrograde Mars urges introspection, prompting you to confront and resolve deeper fears or inefficiencies that may have been holding you back. Financially, this period may be turbulent. Expenses can rise unexpectedly, particularly related to travel, healthcare, or home maintenance. Overspending or indulging in impulsive purchases might feel like an outlet during emotionally vulnerable moments, but it is essential to practice financial discipline. This is an ideal time for Leo individuals to reassess their budget, plan expenditures, and focus on creating a savings plan for future stability. Think of this as a recalibration of your relationship with material resources. Emotionally, Mars retrograde in Cancer can lead to agitation and restlessness. Feelings of frustration might arise seemingly out of nowhere, and there is a tendency to dwell on perceived slights or fears. The retrograde motion amplifies these emotions, encouraging deeper introspection. This transit is a call to nurture your mental health by adopting grounding practices such as meditation, journaling, or engaging in therapeutic conversations. Mars's aspects during this retrograde further influence key areas of your life. Its 4th aspect on the 3rd house, Libra, may create communication issues, particularly with siblings or neighbors. Misunderstandings could arise, and passive-aggressive tendencies might strain interactions. This aspect may bring hesitations or delays in short-distance travel or projects requiring mental focus. Meanwhile, the 7th aspect of Mars on the 6th house, Capricorn, impacts your daily routine and workplace dynamics. While this aspect may bring conflicts with coworkers or a heavier workload, it also empowers you to confront and overcome obstacles. A disciplined approach to health and exercise will help you counteract any stress or physical challenges arising during this period. Mars's 8th aspect on the 7th house, Aquarius, highlights tensions in personal and professional partnerships. Disagreements or a sense of being misunderstood may create friction in these relationships. If you are married or in a long-term relationship, approach your partner with empathy and understanding. Retrograde periods are not conducive to making significant commitments or decisions, so focus instead on maintaining balance and resolving lingering issues. The presence of Venus in Capricorn offers some respite. Venus brings a practical and harmonious energy to your 6th house, softening the intensity of Mars's influence. Its mutual aspect with Mars and Cancer creates a dynamic interplay between your inner need for rest and external demands, such as work and family responsibilities. This duality can be challenging, but it also provides an opportunity to refine your priorities and maintain equilibrium. Mercury's retrograde in Scorpio, your 4th house, during early December adds complexity to home and family matters. There may be delays or miscommunications related to property transactions, repairs, or familial responsibilities. However, Mercury turning direct on December 16th will gradually ease these tensions, allowing for smoother decision-making and progress in these areas. Health is a critical area of focus during this transit. The 12th house governs rest and recuperation, and Mars's influence here can disrupt your sleep patterns, leading to fatigue and irritability. Prioritize getting adequate rest and managing your stress levels. A disciplined routine that includes regular exercise, a balanced diet, and sufficient hydration will be crucial for maintaining your energy and overall well-being. Pay special attention to health issues related to the chest or digestive system, as Mars in Cancer often signifies vulnerability in these areas. Relationships with father figures or mentors may also be tested during this period. Mars, as the ninth lord, governs your connection to higher guidance and wisdom. Misunderstandings or conflicts with these individuals might arise, calling for patience and open communication. This is a time to reassess your values and beliefs, particularly those tied to your faith or higher learning. When Mars retrogrades back into Gemini, your 11th house, on January 21st, the focus shifts from solitude to social networks and long-term goals. This transition invites a reassessment of your friendships, collaborations, and ambitions. It's an excellent time to reconnect with old friends, revisit group projects, or refine your vision for the future. The retrograde motion allows for closure and resolution in these areas, paving the way for clearer direction once Mars turns direct on February 2025. Ultimately, this retrograde phase is a test of your resilience and adaptability. While challenges may seem overwhelming at times, they are opportunities for growth and transformation. Mars retrograde in Cancer invites you to address unresolved issues, reassess your priorities, and cultivate inner strength. By focusing on introspection, planning, and self-care, you can emerge from this period with greater clarity and a renewed sense of purpose. Remember, the energies of this transit are not here to defeat you but to prepare you for the next phase of your journey. For Virgo, Mars retrograde in Cancer is a complex period bringing both challenges and opportunities. Mars rules your 3rd house of communication, courage, efforts, short journeys, and 8th house of sudden changes, shared resources, transformations. Its retrograde motion occurs in the 11th house of social networks, aspirations, and financial gains, directly influencing these areas of your life. Although Mars is debilitated in Cancer, the retrograde phase often shifts its effects, creating opportunities for reflection, recalibration, and eventual resolution of issues. The debilitated state of Mars in Cancer weakens its assertive and fiery qualities, making it more emotionally driven and prone to mood swings. This can create friction in your social networks and professional circles, areas governed by the 11th house. Misunderstandings, conflicts, or power struggles with friends, colleagues, or professional contacts may surface. Mars retrograde intensifies the need to examine the quality of your connections. This is a time to reevaluate, and if necessary, detach from relationships that no longer serve your growth. Financially, Mars retrograde may lead to unplanned expenses or delays in gains, particularly from shared resources, group projects, or investments. Debilitated Mars often struggles to deliver straightforward results, which can manifest as stagnation in financial endeavors. However, the retrograde motion serves as an opportunity to reassess past financial decisions. Investments that seemed unfruitful may suddenly show potential for recovery or reinvestment. By the latter part of the retrograde phase, you could see renewed momentum in financial matters, offering an avenue to strengthen your financial foundation. Mars's aspect on the 2nd house of family, savings, and values adds another layer of complexity. Financial caution is crucial during this period, as impulsive spending or poorly considered investments may lead to unnecessary losses. Similarly, family relationships may experience heightened tensions or misunderstandings. Communication within the family must be approached with mindfulness and empathy to avoid escalating conflicts. This aspect encourages Virgos to reflect on their core values and whether their current lifestyle aligns with these principles. The 5th house of creative pursuits, romance, and children also comes under Mars's influence. Creative projects or plans that seemed stalled may gain clarity during this phase. While initial progress might feel slow, retrograde Mars allows for deeper insights and strategic planning. If you are involved in artistic or intellectual work, this is a time to refine your approach and prepare for future success. Relationships with children or romantic partners may require extra effort, as emotional misunderstandings could arise. Patience and open communication can transform potential conflicts into opportunities for growth and connection. Mars's aspect on the 6th house of work, health, and competition can bring challenges in professional and health-related matters. Disputes with colleagues, subordinates, or competitors may surface, requiring tact and diplomacy to handle effectively. This influence, however, also provides you with the mental strength and agility to address these challenges. In the workplace, this period offers an opportunity to reconsider your approach to tasks, refine your skills, and evaluate long-term career goals. Health-wise, it is crucial to adopt preventive measures and prioritize well-being. If you've been considering changes to your diet or exercise routine, this is an excellent time to implement them. planets transiting the 11th house carries potential for fulfilling desires and achieving aspirations, provided its lessons are understood and applied. Mars retrograde encourages Virgos to revisit their long-term goals. This introspective phase offers a chance to refine your vision and create a more achievable plan for the future. The retrograde motion also highlights unresolved issues from the past. Relationships with siblings, governed by the 3rd house, may come under strain. Misunderstandings, arguments, or unresolved conflicts could resurface, urging you to address them with patience and empathy. Communication, a critical area during this time, must be handled thoughtfully to avoid inadvertently causing hurt or escalating tensions. Mars's rulership on the 3rd house also extends to efforts and courage, pushing you to reassess how you pursue your goals. This period encourages calculated risks over rash decisions. The 8th house, also ruled by Mars, governs shared resources, sudden changes, and transformation. During its retrograde phase, Mars often brings hidden issues to light, allowing you to address them and move forward. Joint financial matters, such as shared investments or inheritances, may face delays or unexpected challenges. However, these obstacles serve as an invitation to revisit the terms, clarify expectations, and ensure a stable foundation moving forward. This period is also conducive to research and introspection, particularly in fields like astrology, psychology, or other occult sciences. Diving deeper into these areas can provide clarity and new perspectives. Mars's transition into Gemini, your 10th house, on January 2025, shifts the focus to career and public image. This period brings an opportunity to reassess your professional goals, address workplace challenges, and refine your approach to career advancement. If unresolved issues have created stagnation in your work life, this phase allows you to revisit them with renewed clarity and determination. As Mars turns direct on February 24th, the momentum will return, enabling you to implement plans formed during the retrograde phase effectively. During this period, Venus's transit through Capricorn, your 5th house, offers a balancing influence. Venus encourages creativity, emotional stability, and a focus on harmonious relationships. The mutual aspect between Venus and Mars highlights the tension between personal desires and external obligations. Balancing these competing priorities is key to navigating this phase successfully. Jupiter's aspect on Virgo throughout the retrograde period provides spiritual guidance and encourages introspection, supporting you in gaining clarity and finding solutions to complex issues. Short travels during this phase are best avoided unless absolutely necessary. Mars retrograde increases the likelihood of disruptions, delays, or accidents. If travel is unavoidable, meticulous planning and a focus on safety are essential. This caution also extends to day-to-day activities, particularly driving or engaging in physically demanding tasks. Avoid impulsive actions that could lead to injury or complications. Ultimately, Mars retrograde in Cancer is a transformative period for Virgo individuals, offering an opportunity to address lingering issues, refine goals, and emerge stronger. While the initial challenges may feel overwhelming, they are stepping stones for growth and long-term stability. By embracing patience, mindfulness, and a proactive approach, you can turn obstacles into opportunities for personal and professional advancement. For Libra, Mars retrograding in Cancer carries significant implications. As the ruler of Libra's 2nd house of wealth, speech, family, and 7th house of partnerships, marriage, business, Mars's transit in the 10th house of career, reputation, and public image influences these areas of life profoundly. This period brings both challenges and opportunities, demanding careful reflection and deliberate action to navigate its complexities successfully. The 10th house represents career achievements, professional status, and one's standing in society. Mars, debilitated in Cancer, initially creates frustration and delays in these areas. The emotional energy of Cancer conflicts with Mars's dynamic and action-oriented nature, leading to a sense of being stuck or overwhelmed. Professional goals may face roadblocks, and projects might stagnate, requiring you to revisit strategies and rethink your approach. Workplace conflicts could arise, particularly with authority figures or colleagues, necessitating diplomacy and patience. These challenges, while frustrating, serve as an opportunity to identify weak areas in your professional life and develop effective solutions. Interestingly, despite Mars's debilitation, retrograde motion strengthens its energy, and this phase encourages you to reassess your career trajectory with a more strategic and grounded mindset. Use this time to analyze past mistakes, rectify professional missteps, and focus on building a stronger foundation for the future. For those seeking employment or dealing with job-related challenges, the retrograde period offers a chance to identify where you might have been going wrong and to adopt a more focused and practical approach. After Mars turns direct on February 2025, the efforts made during this phase are likely to bear fruit, leading to career stability and growth. Mars's retrograde also has a significant emotional component due to its placement in Cancer, a sign associated with nurturing and sensitivity. Balancing the demands of work with emotional well-being becomes critical during this period. It is essential to avoid taking on more than you can handle and to practice emotional regulation, as heightened sensitivity could lead to unnecessary conflicts or stress. While challenges at work may feel personal, it's important to maintain a professional demeanor and focus on long-term goals rather than immediate frustrations. The impact of Mars's retrograde extends to domestic matters, as its seventh aspect influences the fourth house of home, family, and property. Balancing work and home responsibilities could feel overwhelming, particularly if emotional unrest arises within the family. Misunderstandings or disagreements may occur, highlighting the need for open and empathetic communication. This transit also encourages decluttering and organizing your living space, which can create a sense of clarity and calm. If you've been considering property-related decisions, such as buying, selling, or renovating a home, this period may bring opportunities, provided your planetary dashas support such activities. Financially, Mars retrograde urges caution. As the ruler of the second house, Mars's energy directly influences wealth and material resources. This is not the time for impulsive spending or risky investments. Instead, focus on creating a detailed financial plan that prioritizes stability and long-term security. If you own a business, use this phase to revisit your strategies and address operational inefficiencies. While financial challenges may arise, Mars's retrograde also offers a chance to correct past mistakes and build a more robust financial framework for the future. Relationships, particularly those with a spouse, business partner, or significant other, may be tested during this period. Mars rules the seventh house of partnerships, and its retrograde motion can bring unresolved issues to the surface. Misunderstandings or tensions may arise, requiring patience and thoughtful communication to maintain harmony. Emotional sensitivity, combined with Mars's fiery energy, can amplify conflicts if not managed carefully. It's crucial to approach disagreements constructively, focusing on finding solutions rather than assigning blame. If major decisions, such as purchasing a home or making long-term commitments, are on the horizon, take the time to ensure that all parties are aligned before proceeding. Mars's retrograde also influences creativity in children, as its eighth aspect targets the fifth house. This period may bring a need to reassess how you invest your time and energy in creative projects or relationships with your children. You might feel the urge to spend more time nurturing these aspects of your life, but it's important to balance this with the demands of work and other responsibilities. Use this phase to strengthen bonds and address any issues that may have been overlooked previously. Venus's transit through Capricorn provides a stabilizing influence during this time. Venus in the fourth house encourages emotional harmony and supports creating a nurturing home environment. However, the mutual aspect between Venus and Mars could create a dynamic tension between personal needs and professional aspirations. This push-pull energy highlights the importance of setting boundaries and prioritizing effectively. Jupiter's influence on your second and fourth houses offers some support for financial stability and emotional resilience, helping to offset the challenges posed by Mars. The retrograde phase also calls for a focus on higher learning and long-term aspirations. When Mars transitions into Gemini, 9th house, on January 2025, the emphasis shifts to philosophical growth, education, and travel. This is an excellent time to reflect on your broader life goals and to pursue intellectual or spiritual pursuits that align with your values. Whether it involves enrolling in advanced education, exploring new philosophical ideas, or engaging in meaningful travel, these activities can provide clarity and purpose as you move forward. After Mars turns direct on February 24th, the energy begins to stabilize, and progress in career, relationships, and personal goals becomes more achievable. The frustrations and delays experienced during the retrograde phase transform into valuable lessons, equipping you with the tools and insights needed to tackle future challenges with greater confidence and determination. Career opportunities may open up, relationships can heal and strengthen, and financial matters are likely to improve with the clarity and understanding gained during this time. Overall, Mars's retrograde in Cancer represents a period of introspection, recalibration, and growth for Libra individuals. While it may bring challenges in career, relationships, and emotional well-being, it also offers an opportunity to address unresolved issues and build a stronger foundation for the future. By maintaining patience, engaging in thoughtful planning, and approaching challenges constructively, you can navigate this transit successfully and emerge stronger, wiser, and more aligned with your long-term goals. For Scorpio, the Mars retrograde in Cancer will be a deeply transformative period, especially since Mars is both your ruling planet and the lord of your 6th house. When Mars retrogrades in your 9th house, which governs higher learning, long-distance travel, and spiritual pursuits, it can bring significant challenges and opportunities for growth. This retrograde amplifies the influence of Mars, albeit in its debilitated state, forcing you to reevaluate key aspects of your life. The ninth house represents your philosophical views, belief systems, and relationship with mentors or teachers. During this transit, you may experience friction in these areas. Arguments with authority figures or mentors might surface, particularly if there has been underlying tension. Similarly, if you've been pursuing higher education or planning long-distance travel, obstacles could arise. Delays in receiving approvals for travel, such as visas, or disruptions in academic progress are possible. However, this phase also serves as a mirror, reflecting where changes or adjustments are necessary in these areas. Mars's retrograde motion emphasizes problem-solving, and its influence becomes more constructive as you approach solutions. From December 7th to mid-January 2025, you will be compelled to revisit unresolved issues, whether they stem from strained relationships with authority figures or unfulfilled aspirations in education and travel. The key to navigating this phase is adopting a methodical and patient approach. As Mars appears to move backward, it demands introspection, urging you to analyze past decisions and behaviors critically. One of the more challenging aspects of this transit is the potential for impulsive or aggressive actions, particularly as Mars retrograde can amplify frustrations. Its fourth aspect on Libra, your 12th house, brings hidden expenses or unexpected outflows of money. You may need to budget carefully and avoid taking financial risks, especially when these are tied to travel or educational pursuits. This aspect could encourage a period of solitude or spiritual retreat, helping you to gain clarity on personal matters. Mars's seventh aspect on Capricorn, your third house, highlights issues in communication, short travels, and relationships with siblings or close acquaintances. You may face misunderstandings or conflicts with those in your immediate environment. However, this aspect also offers an opportunity to mend broken relationships by addressing underlying issues directly but calmly. Any new ventures, particularly those involving communication, writing, or networking, may require extra effort and persistence to yield positive outcomes. The eighth aspect of Mars on Aquarius, your fourth house, can stir domestic tensions or highlight issues related to property and family. Decisions regarding real estate transactions, such as buying or selling property, may be delayed or complicated during this period. This aspect also brings focus to your emotional well-being and the need for stability at home. Pay close attention to your interactions with family members, as misunderstandings or conflicts could arise. Emotional outbursts should be avoided to maintain harmony. Despite the inherent weakness of Mars in Cancer, its retrograde motion amplifies determination and strategic thinking. This can lead to breakthroughs in areas where you have been struggling, provided you are willing to adapt and embrace change. The transit encourages a deeper understanding of your life path and the steps necessary to align with your true purpose. Venus's transit through Capricorn, your third house, during part of this retrograde period provides a supportive influence. Venus brings a harmonious touch to your communication and creative endeavors, softening the impact of Mars's challenges. You may find opportunities to express your ideas more effectively or build rapport with others, particularly in professional settings. Jupiter's retrograde aspect on your sign enhances introspection, encouraging you to draw on inner wisdom and spiritual growth during this phase. Health is another area that demands attention during Mars's retrograde. As the lord of your sixth house, Mars rules illnesses, and its debilitated state could make you more prone to stress-related issues. Pay close attention to your physical and mental well-being, ensuring that you maintain a healthy routine. Regular exercise, mindfulness practices, and a balanced diet will help mitigate the negative effects of this transit. Given Mars's fiery nature, you may also need to manage inflammation or issues related to digestion. Staying hydrated and avoiding overly spicy or heavy foods can be beneficial. Professionally, this retrograde may bring delays or challenges in achieving recognition or promotion. Office politics could become more pronounced, leading to potential conflicts with colleagues or superiors. However, these challenges are temporary, and by adopting a patient and strategic approach, you can navigate them effectively. The period following Mars turning direct in late February will bring greater clarity and momentum, allowing you to make up for any setbacks experienced during the retrograde. Emotionally, this transit tests your resilience. Relationship dynamics, especially with mentors, siblings, or father figures, might be strained. You may feel a heightened sense of frustration or dissatisfaction in your personal and professional relationships. However, the retrograde phase is a time for growth and learning. It encourages you to confront these challenges head-on, fostering deeper understanding and stronger bonds in the long run. Finally, this transit emphasizes the importance of aligning with your core values and long-term goals. The ninth house's association with higher learning and spiritual growth makes this a pivotal time for self-reflection. Whether you are drawn to religious practices, philosophical studies, or simply seeking greater meaning in life, Mars retrograde in Cancer provides an opportunity to explore these areas more deeply. Consider engaging in practices like meditation, journaling, or seeking guidance from a mentor to gain clarity and direction. Overall, while Mars retrograde in Cancer presents challenges in areas related to higher education, travel, and personal beliefs, it also serves as a powerful period for introspection and problem solving. By embracing the lessons of this transit and taking proactive steps to address underlying issues, you can emerge from this phase stronger, more focused, and better aligned with your life's purpose. Sagittarius individuals navigate a complex and transformative period during Mars's retrograde in Cancer. As the lord of your 5th and 12th houses, Mars transits through your 8th house, a domain associated with sudden changes, shared resources, and deep psychological transformation. This transit signals a time of introspection, where challenges become catalysts for significant personal growth. The retrograde motion emphasizes revisiting unresolved issues, particularly in relationships and financial matters, offering opportunities for healing and renewal. Mars in Cancer is in its debilitated state, which can lower its natural assertive and energetic qualities. The 8th house, already known for its intensity, becomes a stage for dealing with buried emotions and hidden matters. This period might feel overwhelming, as sudden changes or unexpected financial burdens surface. However, this retrograde also holds the potential for significant breakthroughs, especially if you're involved in research, investigation, or any career requiring deep analytical skills. If you're in medical or occult fields, this transit could help you uncover valuable insights, making it a favorable time for personal or professional research. Relationships may feel strained during this time. As Mars retrogrades through the house of intimacy and shared resources, unresolved tensions with partners, whether romantic or business-related, could resurface. Conflicts might arise over finances, trust issues, or emotional vulnerability. It's crucial to approach these situations with patience and open communication. This transit calls for introspection about how you share power and resources in your partnerships. If you're single, you might find yourself reevaluating past relationships or contemplating what you truly seek in a partner. Health is another area that requires attention. The 8th house governs chronic conditions and psychological well-being, and Mars's debilitation can manifest as low energy levels or stress-related health issues. You might experience sleep disturbances, digestive problems, or even flare-ups of hidden ailments. It's essential to maintain a balanced lifestyle during this period. Incorporate regular physical activity, but avoid overexertion. As Mars rules your 12th house, associated with rest and seclusion, prioritizing mental health through practices like meditation or yoga can be particularly beneficial. Financially, this transit may bring complications in joint ventures, taxes, or inheritances. Unexpected expenses or delays in receiving anticipated funds could occur. Be cautious when dealing with investments or large financial transactions. The 8th house is also tied to transformations, so consider this a time to restructure your financial strategies. Avoid impulsive decisions, particularly those promising quick gains, as Mars retrograde can obscure the full picture. Instead, focus on long-term financial planning, which aligns with the stabilizing influences of other planetary aspects, such as Jupiter's. Mars's retrograde aspects influence various life areas, creating both challenges and opportunities. Its 4th aspect on Libra, your 11th house of gains and social circles, may lead to tensions in friendships or professional networks. Misunderstandings could arise, potentially affecting collaborative efforts or group projects. However, these issues also offer an opportunity to reassess your social connections and identify which relationships are truly supportive. The 7th aspect of Mars on Capricorn, your 2nd house of wealth and family, highlights potential financial strain or family disputes. You may need to manage family-related expenses or navigate complex dynamics involving inheritance or shared property. Be mindful of your speech during this time, as conflicts can escalate quickly. On the positive side, Venus transiting Capricorn offers a soothing influence, encouraging harmonious family interactions and supporting your financial endeavors through charm and diplomacy. Mars's 8th aspect on Aquarius, your 3rd house of communication and short trips, may lead to misunderstandings or challenges in these areas. Communication could feel strained, or you might face delays in planned travel. It's essential to double-check details and practice clear, patient communication. Despite these obstacles, this aspect encourages you to develop a more thoughtful and strategic approach to how you convey your ideas. From a spiritual perspective, Mars's retrograde motion in your 8th house invites deep introspection and transformation. You may find yourself drawn to explore esoteric subjects or seek meaning in life's mysteries. This could be a time of profound spiritual awakening, where you confront and release old fears or limiting beliefs. The retrograde period encourages you to delve into the subconscious, allowing you to emerge stronger and more self-aware by the time Mars turns direct on February 2025. This retrograde also marks an excellent opportunity for personal reinvention. While Mars in the 8th house can feel destabilizing, it ultimately aims to help you shed old habits and embrace a more empowered version of yourself. This is especially true for Sagittarius individuals, as Mars's connection to your 5th house of creativity and intellect suggests a reawakening of your creative energies. Use this time to refine your skills, reassess personal projects, and explore innovative solutions to lingering problems. As Mars transitions into Gemini, your 7th house of partnerships, on January 2025, the focus shifts to external relationships. This phase will highlight the importance of balance and collaboration in both personal and professional partnerships. The retrograde energy lingers until Mars goes direct in late February, making it essential to approach this period with patience and mindfulness. Communication and negotiation will be key to maintaining harmony and achieving mutual understanding. Overall, Mars retrograde in Cancer for Sagittarius marks a transformative period that, while challenging, offers profound opportunities for growth. Whether it's resolving financial complexities, deepening emotional bonds, or embarking on a spiritual journey, this transit pushes you to confront hidden aspects of your life. By embracing introspection and maintaining a flexible, patient approach, you can navigate this period successfully, emerging more resilient and empowered when Mars resumes its direct motion. For Capricorn, Mars's retrograde journey through Cancer is in your 7th house of relationships and partnerships. As the lord of your 4th and 11th houses, Mars's influence extends to domestic stability, emotional well-being, and your social and professional networks. Its debilitation in Cancer emphasizes a more subdued and introspective energy, which can bring significant challenges and opportunities for growth in these areas. During this retrograde, relationships, whether romantic, marital, or professional, may face increased tension. You could experience misunderstandings or conflicts arising from unmet expectations or unresolved past issues. Mars in the 7th house often brings heightened emotions, making it essential to approach sensitive topics with patience and empathy. If you're married or in a committed relationship, this is a time to reassess how well you and your partner are communicating and supporting each other. Misaligned expectations could lead to arguments, but the retrograde phase also provides an opportunity for deeper connection and problem-solving if both parties are willing to engage constructively. Professional partnerships and collaborations may also encounter hurdles. Agreements or projects that seemed straightforward earlier could now reveal hidden complications, requiring renegotiation or a shift in approach. You may feel that others are not meeting their commitments, or that your contributions are undervalued. This period invites you to take a step back, reevaluate these dynamics, and find ways to restore balance and mutual respect. Mars's debilitated position, combined with its retrograde motion, affects your confidence and energy levels, which could manifest as frustration or self-doubt. However, its influence isn't solely negative. The retrograde motion serves as a pause, urging you to slow down, reflect, and strategize. You might uncover insights about your role in your partnerships and how you can foster more harmonious interactions. By embracing this introspective energy, you can address long-standing issues and lay the groundwork for healthier relationships moving forward. Mars's aspects during this transit further emphasize its impact. Its 4th aspect on Libra, your 10th house of career, suggests potential disruptions or delays in professional pursuits. You might find it challenging to gain recognition or make progress in your work, especially if teamwork or collaboration is involved. This could lead to frustration, but it also encourages you to adopt a more diplomatic and patient approach in dealing with colleagues or superiors. Mars's 7th aspect on your Ascendant highlights the importance of self-care during this period. Physical and emotional well-being may be tested, particularly if stress from relationship or professional challenges becomes overwhelming. Practicing mindfulness, engaging in regular physical activity, and maintaining a balanced diet can help you navigate these challenges. This aspect may inspire you to reevaluate your personal goals and how they align with your current path, prompting you to make necessary adjustments for your growth and well-being. Mars's 8th aspect on Aquarius during its transit in Cancer has a significant influence in areas related to your 2nd house, which governs finances, speech, family, and values. Mars's aspect may bring unexpected expenses, especially related to family, property, or health matters. You might feel compelled to reassess your financial strategies, ensuring that savings and investments align with long-term goals. Be cautious about impulsive financial decisions or high-risk investments, as Mars's influence can lead to volatility. However, this transit also offers an opportunity to address any long-standing financial issues. By focusing on disciplined budgeting and prudent decision-making, you can turn these challenges into opportunities for financial growth and stability. Mars rules your 4th house, brings a focus on domestic life and emotional foundations. This influence could lead to conflicts at home or a sense of emotional instability. Issues related to property, repairs, or family dynamics might arise, demanding your attention and resources. It's crucial to maintain open lines of communication with family members and approach these challenges with a calm and pragmatic mindset. Financially, this transit could bring unexpected expenses, particularly related to home repairs, vehicle maintenance, or other essential areas. Budgeting and careful financial planning will be key to navigating this phase without undue stress. Avoid impulsive spending or high-risk investments, as Mars's retrograde energy may obscure potential pitfalls. However, not all aspects of this transit are challenging. Mars's retrograde phase can be a powerful time for personal growth and transformation, especially in areas requiring deep introspection. If you're involved in research, investigative work, or any field that demands a methodical and detail-oriented approach, you may find this period particularly productive. Mars's retrograde energy supports a thorough examination of complex issues, enabling you to uncover valuable insights and develop innovative solutions. Venus's transit through Capricorn during this time provides a counterbalancing influence, offering moments of harmony and support. Venus brings warmth and a focus on values, enhancing your ability to connect with others and find common ground in your relationships. Its mutual aspect with Mars highlights the dynamic tension between personal desires and partnership responsibilities, encouraging you to strike a balance that serves both individual and collective needs. Jupiter and Ketu's aspect on Capricorn further enhances the introspective energy of this period. These influences invite you to reflect on your long-term goals, particularly in relationships and career. Overall, this Mars retrograde in Cancer is a time of recalibration for Capricorn individuals. While challenges in relationships, finances, and career are likely, these difficulties also offer valuable lessons and opportunities for growth. By embracing the introspective nature of this transit, focusing on problem solving, and maintaining a patient and balanced approach, you can navigate this period successfully and emerge stronger on the other side. For Aquarius, Mars's retrograde journey through Cancer has a profound impact, focusing primarily on the 6th house of daily work, health, service, and conflicts. This transit can feel like an uphill battle as Mars, the planet of action and drive, finds itself debilitated in Cancer, a sign that struggles to harness its assertive energy. The retrograde motion compounds these challenges, bringing to the surface unresolved issues in both professional and personal spheres. However, this period also holds the potential for growth, problem solving, and strategic planning if approached with patience and mindfulness. In the professional area, Mars retrograde in the 6th house can stir workplace tensions. You might experience increased friction with colleagues or subordinates, and tasks that once seemed straightforward could suddenly face delays or unexpected obstacles. Communication breakdowns are likely, so it's essential to approach work interactions with diplomacy. While the 6th house traditionally governs service-oriented roles, it also symbolizes daily routines and discipline. This transit challenges you to reevaluate your work habits and find more efficient ways to manage your responsibilities. If you work in a service industry or healthcare, the retrograde phase may bring additional workload or conflicts that test your patience and problem-solving skills. From October 20th to December 7th, when Mars was in direct motion in Cancer, you may have already encountered some of these difficulties. Workplace disputes, unresolved conflicts, or inefficiencies in your daily routines might have created stress. However, the retrograde period from December 7th to January 21st marks a shift. It offers you the chance to step back and reassess these challenges. This is a period for introspection, where you can identify the root causes of conflicts and devise strategies to address them effectively. Mars's retrograde motion helps you uncover hidden issues in your work environment, allowing you to make necessary adjustments and improve your approach. Mars, as the ruler of your 3rd and 10th houses, also influences communication and career. Its debilitated and retrograde state may cause frustrations or delays in career progress. You might feel stuck, as if your efforts are not yielding the desired results. However, this is not a time to lose hope. Instead, use this phase to strategize, reassess your long-term career goals, refine your skills, and consider how you can adapt to the current challenges. Creative problem-solving will be your strength during this time, especially if your work involves communication, writing, or any form of problem resolution. The retrograde aspect of Mars on your 9th house, Libra, could bring delays or obstacles in higher education, legal matters, or long-distance travel. Plans in these areas may need to be postponed or reevaluated. Similarly, its aspect on the 12th house, Capricorn, emphasizes hidden expenses and the need for introspection. Spiritual growth and self-reflection are key themes here. Engaging in practices like meditation, yoga, or mindfulness can help you navigate the emotional turbulence of this period. Mars's rulership on your 3rd house, Aries, highlights communication issues. Be mindful of how you express yourself, as impulsive words could lead to misunderstandings. Health is another critical area influenced by this transit. The 6th house governs physical well-being, and Mars retrograde can exacerbate stress-related ailments. It's essential to prioritize self-care, maintain a balanced diet, and ensure adequate rest. Regular exercise, especially activities that promote relaxation like yoga, walking or swimming, can help manage stress and maintain physical health. If you've been ignoring any health concerns, now is the time to address them. Mars retrograde encourages you to take a proactive approach to your well-being, ensuring that you are equipped to handle the demands of daily life. Mars's influence also extends to your relationships, particularly with colleagues and younger siblings. As indicated by its rulership of the 3rd house, there may be confrontations or misunderstandings, and it's crucial to navigate these interactions with care. On a broader level, Mars's retrograde journey through your 6th house could also impact your relationship with your immediate environment. Daily routines might feel monotonous or unfulfilling, prompting a need for change. This is an excellent time to explore new habits or hobbies that bring a sense of purpose and fulfillment. When Mars retrogrades into Gemini, 5th house, on January 2025, the focus shifts to creativity, personal expression, and relationships with children. This phase allows you to revisit unresolved issues in these areas and explore new ways of expressing yourself. The 5th house also governs romance and speculative ventures, so it's advisable to exercise caution in these matters. Avoid impulsive decisions in love or investments, as the retrograde energy can cloud judgment. Mars turning direct on February 2025 marks a turning point. The challenges and delays you experienced during the retrograde phase begin to resolve, and you can move forward with renewed energy and clarity. Professional opportunities that seemed out of reach may now come within grasp, and your relationships, both personal and professional, can benefit from the insights gained during the retrograde period. Health concerns, too, are likely to improve, provided you've taken the necessary steps to address them during the retrograde phase. Overall, Mars's retrograde through Cancer presents a mixed bag of challenges and opportunities for Aquarius individuals. While the debilitated state of Mars can bring tension and frustration, its retrograde motion encourages deep introspection and problem-solving. By focusing on the root causes of conflicts, improving daily routines, and prioritizing health, you can navigate this period successfully. This transit teaches resilience, patience, and strategic thinking, laying the groundwork for personal and professional growth once Mars resumes direct motion. For Pisces, Mars retrograding in Cancer activates significant themes as it transits your 5th house. This period brings heightened focus on your creative endeavors, romantic relationships, and matters related to children. As the lord of your 2nd and 9th houses, Mars rules wealth, family, and higher aspirations. When retrograde, it forces a reevaluation of these domains, inviting introspection and urging you to address unresolved issues with greater determination. While this phase may feel challenging, it holds the potential for transformative growth, provided you approach it with patience and clarity. One of the effects of Mars in Cancer is the weakening of its fiery and assertive energy, given its debilitated state. During this time, you might feel emotionally reactive or struggle to assert your will effectively, particularly in personal relationships. The retrograde motion amplifies these tendencies, leading to potential conflicts or misunderstandings with romantic partners. It's essential to maintain open communication and avoid impulsive reactions. If you've been navigating turbulence in your love life since Mars entered Cancer in October, this retrograde offers an opportunity to reassess and resolve lingering issues. You may need to adopt a more empathetic and patient approach to strengthen your bond. Financially, this retrograde may present hurdles. Mars's rulership of your 2nd house links it to income and financial stability. Emotional decision-making or impatience could result in unexpected losses, particularly in speculative ventures or high-risk investments. The 5th house's connection to gambling and stock markets makes it a critical time to exercise caution. Avoid impulsive financial moves, and instead focus on long-term strategies. Budgeting and financial discipline will help you navigate this phase with minimal disruption. Although expenses may increase, particularly related to children or leisure, mindful planning will prevent significant setbacks. The retrograde also shines a spotlight on your creative pursuits. If you're involved in artistic or intellectual projects, you may encounter delays or creative blocks. However, this phase encourages you to refine your skills and rethink your approach. Revisiting past ideas or unfinished projects can yield fresh insights. Mars retrograde is an excellent time to explore alternative methods, experiment with new techniques, and cultivate patience in your creative process. For those considering a new educational venture or skill development, this period supports laying the groundwork for future success. In familial matters, Mars's 4th aspect on your 8th house, Libra, emphasizes shared resources and inheritance. It could stir unresolved tensions around joint finances or family assets. Sudden expenses or changes in financial agreements may arise, prompting you to review and renegotiate terms. The 8th house's connection to deep psychological transformation suggests this is a time for introspection. Confronting hidden fears or emotional baggage can lead to profound personal growth. Mars's 7th aspect on Capricorn, your 11th house of gains and social networks, may bring friction within your social circle or professional alliances. Misunderstandings or competitive dynamics with friends or colleagues could surface. To maintain harmony, practice diplomacy and avoid engaging in unnecessary conflicts. On a positive note, this aspect also energizes your aspirations. Despite temporary setbacks, staying focused on your goals and collaborating with like-minded individuals can ultimately lead to progress. The 8th aspect of Mars on your 12th house, Aquarius, underscores the need for spiritual and emotional healing. This house governs solitude, introspection, and subconscious patterns. During the retrograde, you may feel drawn to meditation, retreats, or other spiritual practices. These activities can provide clarity and help you reconnect with your inner self. The 12th house's connection to hidden enemies and unforeseen expenses suggests you should remain vigilant in your dealings and keep an eye on unnecessary expenditures. While Mars's retrograde brings its share of challenges, it also offers valuable opportunities for growth. With Mars gains strength during its retrograde, its energy shifts from being purely debilitated to one of determined problem-solving. This temporary boost can help you tackle obstacles more effectively. By addressing issues related to your 5th house, such as creative blocks, romantic misunderstandings, or concerns around children, you lay the foundation for smoother progress once Mars turns direct. The presence of Jupiter, your ruling planet, retrograding in Taurus during this period adds an element of introspection. Its aspect on your 9th house encourages you to seek wisdom through spiritual or philosophical exploration. This influence aligns well with Mars's focus on the 5th house, urging you to find deeper meaning in your pursuits and cultivate resilience. Meanwhile, Venus's transit through Capricorn, your 11th house, offers a harmonious counterbalance. It supports social connections and financial gains, helping you build networks that could prove beneficial in the long term. Health-wise, this retrograde may highlight issues related to the stomach, digestion, and emotional well-being. Mars's fiery nature, combined with Cancer's watery influence, can create imbalances. Maintaining a balanced diet, staying hydrated, and incorporating stress relief practices into your daily routine will be crucial. If you've been ignoring signs of physical or emotional discomfort, now is the time to address them proactively. As Mars moves into Gemini, your 4th house, on January 2025, the focus shifts to domestic matters and emotional security. This transition marks the beginning of resolution in areas of home life and family relationships. You might feel more inclined to make improvements to your living environment or invest in real estate. Once Mars turns direct on February 24th, you'll notice a gradual restoration of momentum across all fronts. Financial stability, creative inspiration, and smoother interpersonal dynamics will become more attainable. Overall, Mars retrograde in Cancer offers Pisces individuals a transformative period to reassess their approach to key life areas. Although the journey may be fraught with challenges, it ultimately paves the way for growth, resilience, and renewed focus. By addressing unresolved issues with patience and strategic planning, you'll emerge from this phase stronger and better equipped to navigate future endeavors. As we conclude this episode, please remember that these insights are based on Sidereal or Vedic Astrology, which accounts for the approximately 24-degree difference from the tropical zodiac. Individual predictions may vary, as every birth chart is unique. The influence of dasha periods and natal planetary placements can shape transits differently, both positively and negatively. It's essential to consider your own birth chart when applying these general predictions to your personal circumstances. If you'd like personalized predictions for your specific zodiac sign or have questions about your astrological chart, feel free to reach out to us. Stay tuned for more astrological updates. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, share it with others, and subscribe to our channel for more insightful astrology content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Thank you for joining us. We look forward to sharing more astrological wisdom with you in the future. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep shining bright.